Paul, defeat to Bradford, what are your thoughts on what you saw from your team?
I think there were some positives and obviously some negatives. Negative, certainly the biggest one, losing the game. Having gone behind when I thought we were doing fine, realistically. Score a good goal quite quickly to get back on level terms. Great ball from Harvey Rogers out to Arthur. Takes it well and puts a good ball in. And Rakeel scores, so that's certainly a positive for him again. And then thought the game was there to go and win. Thought we kind of looked the more likely, but give away a terrible second goal. And, I'm certainly not happy about that goal. And thereafter, I think the lads sort of tried, but it looked like we had a great chance right at the death. I'm not sure if he just toes it away from Gav or he missed it. I'm not sure. But ultimately it means we're out of the competition, which said whatever people think of it, that's not how I wanted it to be. I wanted to see if we could have won the game tonight and maybe had a chance of progressing, because you don't know where it can take you. But that's it for this season.
You've touched on the second goal, the winner of the game, proving to be a disappointing one. When you've gone in level at the break and your chance to chat to the players, it was quite dispiriting to come out and concede so soon.
Yeah, trying to think if anything had happened really before that second half. I don't think that much had, but it's just, I don't know, I'm really wanting that will to win to come through. And I think, like I keep saying about how every action matters, and I'm not sure that some players are quite understanding that, and that's what we keep trying to stress the importance of. You switch off for a moment, or you don't do your job, you don't get in the right position, you don't make a tackle, and it can be really costly. And that was certainly an example of that. I think the question is, can you get the players to understand that? Can you get that mentality into them? And I think in the past either we've done that or we've had people with those mentality. I think at the minute that's something that we're trying to improve within the group. I think we're looking for people to step forward in terms of that leadership within the group as well. There's one or two that are obvious ones and perhaps do, but more have to follow sometimes, and that's what we're working at, because my thought hasn't changed in terms of the quality has increased, but with some, for the overall package, and for us to move forward and kick on, then we've got to get a little bit of that side, or more of that certainly within the group.
How would you and the coaches approach doing that with your team?
You talk to individuals, you talk to the group, you stress again the importance, but you they can only do so much, and people make apologise and I've got no issues with people getting things wrong in a certain way, because out there's loads and loads of mistakes occur within a game, from our players, from the opposition, from officials. It's just part of the game, but it's whether that sinks in. And I think you as a manager and coaches and staff, you get an idea of whether you think someone can take information on board and are they doing all they can, and that's where we've got to get to, and that's how people go on genuinely to have good careers. They might not have quite as much ability, but they've got all the other attributes that certainly managers are looking for.
Your selection today was obviously hindered by a lack of availability. You were able to give game time to Cam Gardner and Jamie Bramwell.
Yep.
They're great opportunities to learn for them, lads, aren't they?
They are. I think Jamie would have learnt a lot tonight, and will, as in, I think obviously sometimes when you're caught up in the game you don't see everything. I'm sure he'll look back at his clips and things like that, but there were certainly some things that he did well, and a couple of things that I think we, as staff, need to show him and get it so he does learn from those. But that was, I would imagine that's quite a big night for him. You know what? It might not have been in front of a big crowd, but it's on the pitch. It's against other first team players. You know, Tyler Smith's been some good clubs, and he's a threat. So you know, he's just one player that was out there that was, you know, obviously trying to cause him issues. So good experience for him. Like I said, needs to keep working hard, keep his head down, take some learnings from it, and keep trying to improve.
Just looking ahead to the Accrington game this weekend, you're missing 10 players today. Can you expect to welcome any of them back towards the end of this week?
I think we're hoping around half of that number will be training Thursday. And as long as that happens, the question will be how they come through training and how they react, or how are they getting on during training. I think there's a couple that I would really hope should be fine, and some more that I'm not sure of, in truth. So we'll have to see. You know, tonight, irrespective of result or anything, you know, it would have been nice to have been able to change a few more, in all honesty, but we've had to go with what we've done tonight. Realistically, not too much more I don't think could have done, really, looking at it. Just hopefully none of them have come through injured. Nothing obvious, but I know so Harvey had obviously went down towards the end of the game and then had to get up quickly because the ball came in his area again. Fingers crossed that that's fine. So yeah, I guess it'll be a case of, after this, speaking with Dave and then seeing how everyone is, like, for definite tomorrow. But fingers crossed we've come through unscathed.
You've mentioned Harvey there, who's probably involved in one of the biggest flashpoints of the evening, right at the end where the red card was shown. You probably didn't have the best view of it, but what did you make of the incident from what you could tell?
I think he's got frustrated with some, maybe the scoreline to a degree, but also some bit of showboating that was going off. I kind of would have been of a similar vein of wanting to go and make a challenge and not let people take liberties. It's a yellow card, he received that, but their reaction to it was, in my opinion, over the top, and then it caused obviously a big melee of some kind, and I haven't seen it, but I'm told it's pretty clear that the lads run up and grab someone and I think thrown them to the floor or something. So I can see why that's a red card. Obviously I don't know if there's anything else in there. I haven't looked on both sides, but yeah, it got messy, and I think quite a few of their bench ended up there, which I'd like to think it'll be commented on that we didn't, as much as I wanted to, but yeah, a bit of kind of nonsense, really, I suppose. It's I don't know, that competitiveness, but I've no doubt where it was triggered from, and while I'm never going to promote someone certainly getting sent off, but you know, I want people to care, and I want people to have, you know, some pride about themselves, and I think that's where Harvey's challenge came from.